Today on Across the Fence, a beautiful collection of Vermont-made quilts. We're going to meet members of the Champlain Valley Quilters Guild and learn about their 32nd annual show coming up this weekend at the Fairgrounds in Essex. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for choosing Across the Fence. I'm Will Michael in this afternoon for Judy Simpson. And joining me to begin our program today are two members of the Champlain Valley Quilters Guild. We are pleased to welcome Gail Babinger. I'm sorry, I butchered your name already. Gail Babinger is with us, and Carol Thurgate. Both of you are from Jericho. I want to thank you both for being with us.
Well, thank you for having us.
We have a lot of beautiful things to look at today and a lot of great information to share with our viewers. Start by telling us sort of the what, where, when of this weekend's 32nd annual quilt show.
The quilt show will be at the Champlain Valley Fairgrounds on Saturday, October 18th and Sunday, October 19th from 10 to 7 on Saturday and 10 to 4 on Sunday. We're going to be there with two other fiber artist groups, and we hope that as many people as possible will be able to come by and see our show.
I know each year that we have you with us, there's a theme. And so what's the theme of the 2014 show?
It's the basket quilt. Baskets of Plenty is what it is.
And open that up a little bit more. We're going to see some examples, but baskets of plenty referring to?
Referring to
various baskets,
yes.
A cornucopia, just kind of opening things up.
Yes,
and,
exactly.
Yep.
And that is our logo for the Champlain Valley Quilters Guild is a basket. So.
Well, as we said, as if the gorgeous quilts we have here aren't enough, you guys are involved in several charitable or service, community-minded type of things through the Guild, and you're both co-chairs of what you call the community quilts.
Right.
So go ahead and tell us a little bit about some of the community-centered work that you do.
Well, our community quilts are geared or directed to different areas in different facilities, such as Ronald McDonald House, all the nursing homes in the area for lap quilts, and also shut-ins that we have that cannot get out, the VNA, and I think the Hope Lodge also. And that's just a few. We have a lot more that we don't have the list for.
I'm going to pick up the glasses, the pen, some of my paperwork, because these are some examples, and I'm going to help you kind of hold these up here. What is it that we have here first?
Well, this is a community quilt that was donated to us by one of our members, and her name is Judy Newton.
Well, thank you, Judy. A beautiful piece here.
She does beautiful work, and this will be going to someone out in the community.
And the community quilts, we're just going to pull this way, come in all different types of shapes, sizes, materials?
They do.
Okay.
This is another community quilt, and one of the reasons we wanted to show this one today, it's because you don't necessarily have to have matching fabric. You can use scraps, you can make large squares, small squares. Anything works for a community quilt. It all goes together, and people really appreciate them.
I think that's one of the things that strikes me the most. We were setting up for the program, talking about a few different things, and how you can make use of scrap that turns into something as beautiful as this. Just a green jumping out from a red or a pink.
Different patterns.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, so again, these are a couple of examples, some examples of community quilts. And Carol, again, just remind us, these are things going to, in some ways, put a smile on people's face.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Yes, they are. This particular one is...
I can get this one here. It's a small one, and you can tell us why.
And that is for a child. And it could be at the Fletcher Ellen for oncology department. We do a lot of that. And look at the colors. Would they not put a smile on a child's face? Like a happy day for them.
Again, things that emerged, and I know in my own family, the little football here.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of things. It made me feel like a kid all over again as we were setting up this morning.
Right.
Now there's another community service related project. Ask you guys to come on and step back in here just a bit. We have a couple examples here. Before we give away the quilts, tell us about the next piece of community service.
Last year, our guild started to make fidget quilts, which we are giving to people in nursing homes or people who are at home who have Alzheimer's. And these fidget quilts are to give them something to do to keep their hands busy. Just last year alone, we gave 70 fidget quilts away to nursing homes and to private individuals. These two quilts were made by Jane Messina, who has made many of our fidget quilts. And
Carol, if you don't mind, go ahead and hold that up for our viewers. This is part of, this is very local, it's what your guild does, but this is done nationally,
Yes,
I understand.
Yes.
And again, what do we know about the benefits or the values specifically for, say, someone with dementia or who has Alzheimer's?
Their hands.
Keeps their hands busy.
Moving.
Yes.
And they put them on their lap. And anyone with Alzheimer's or dementia, their hands seem to want to move, constant movement. So this is what they do. They keep their hands busy with that.
And one of the things, and I think I put my pen down here, our viewers can see it,
Yes.
there are pieces here. It's not just fabric that we're seeing. There are things to play with. There's
Exactly,
a
like a
tie
tie.
or a ribbon.
Right.
There are some buttons here, and this was the piece down here that I was showing. Little wooden pieces that we can have some motor skill and coordination.
Right.
Just a great idea, and again, when you began to tell me about it, I said we've got to share that with our viewers.
Yes.
Let me get caught up on my notes here, but one of the things we did want to ask about, aside from the community service, are some of the things that the Guild does. My notes tell me started in 1979. You went a first few years without a show, and you've had this 32nd annual show coming up now. Tell us, our viewers, a little bit more about the Guild. Are there monthly meetings, a membership, open to anybody, those kinds of things?
Yes, it is. It's open to anyone that wants to join. And whether you know how to quilt or sew is perfectly okay, because we have classes, we have renowned teachers that come in and speakers that offer classes for a minimal amount of money. And then we also have so many Guild members that are willing to share their talent, that are so happy to help each other.
So I confess, a little bit of sewing. Years ago, we grew up with sheep, and Mom taught me how to knit.
Right.
So I can knit. I've never sewn. You're telling me that you have space for me.
Absolutely. Sure. Yes, we do.
I asked in part several years ago, we met Andre, one of the gentlemen involved with the Guild. You're always open for new members, but particularly male members.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Guys
Yes,
like
we
me.
are.
Yep.
Absolutely. Male or female, welcome at any age.
Yeah, Andre is our only male member at this point.
I'm sure he'd like some company.
Well, he was a great guest, as are you guys. We were looking at a number of different things, talking about some of the community service. One of the pieces that you do each year as a fundraiser, the show itself is your biggest fundraiser, but another piece that you do is called a raffle quilt. And I know that we have a picture of that we can share through our director, John Melly. Tell us a little bit of the story behind the raffle quilt.
The raffle quilt was made by various members of the Quilt Guild, and we sell raffle tickets at the fairgrounds and during the Champlain Valley Fair. And we also, individual members sell raffle tickets. It's one of our bigger fundraisers. And this year, of course, the theme is Baskets of Plenty, so the raffle quilt is
You took the words right out of my mouth. I'm not sure that I can quickly count the number of baskets. Well, joining us now is an additional member of the Guild from Colchester. It's a pleasure to welcome Diane Larrabee. Did I get that right, Diane?
You did.
We talked about the raffle quilt. One of the other things that we have on a picture is one of, I believe, what you call a featured member. And so our next picture is a featured member, and maybe you can tell us a little bit about who that is and her work.
This is from Maria Lowe. She's from Jericho. She's branching out. Maria did a lot of work with repairing some antique quilts for many, many years, and has started doing some real creative work, as you can see in this picture.
And the next one is another guild member. This is who?
This is Carla White from South Burlington. She too has done some beautiful work over the years. I love her work. It's very technically well done. And next we have Jane Messina from Essex Junction. Jane, again, was mentioned. She does a lot of the fidget quilts for the Alzheimer's and dementia patients. And this is from Janet Jaffe, wow. Soft Landscape. Janet is a transplant from the West Coast to Vermont and is truly an artist. She does some work with Colchester kids after school programs too.
I think we can tell.
Yeah.
Beautiful peaks and a wonderful scene. Janet, thank you for sharing that with us. And what else do we have?
This is from Marty, say her last name, DeNalvo, thank you. Marty is our current president. And this is a gorgeous piece also. I like art quilts, so.
That's absolutely gorgeous. And Marty also contributed another one here that, a different theme, but just as beautiful.
Yes, and it's just very contemporary. A lot of quilters are going into different avenues. They, contemporary, modern art, anything, so.
And they're designing their own, is that correct?
Yes, many are. Many are designing their own.
So let me bring us back to what's in front of us here and ask you guys to kind of, again, let me move some stuff out of the way, but you guys can kind of take control here and tell us what is it that we're seeing here.
We'll hold.
Okay. This is the quilt that I'm going to put into the show, and it's the Underground Railroad. And each one of these squares was a quilt that would have been made according to the story, and hung out so that when the slaves were escaping from the South, they would see this quilt hanging, and it would have perhaps the monkey wrench is what this block is called, and they would know that the coast is clear or not clear. So at each station, is what they were called, they would have a quilt out showing them what to do, head north, or go underground for a while. And so this is the one I decided to make.
Well, just beautiful. Leave it there for a moment. Again, there's so many questions that we could ask about this, but one of the most basics would be, tell us about the effort. How much time goes into this?
I don't know. I didn't keep track of it, but I can tell you that each of the blocks were hand cut, made, and then quilted around. So just hours and hours.
Well, it's beautiful, and we thank you for bringing it in.
Sure.
And a reminder for our viewers, you're going to get to see this at the 32nd annual show. It's coming up this weekend. We'll have all the details. We have about a minute and a half left, so there's a couple of other things, and I know that you can tell us about this one.
Yes. This is my basket quilt. I decided that I wanted to try painting on fabric and doing embroidery and doing some embellishing and doing applique all in one quilt. It's taken me 4.5 years to finish it, and I was spurred along because of the theme of the show. So it's
baskets aplenty, and you have it all.
And I call it butterflies and baskets. So.
Well, let's bring that back this way, not to give it short shrift, but again, running a little short on time, and tell us about our next guy underneath there.
This is mine that I'm entering in the show. John and Will smiling at me. I love primary colors. I love bright colors, and
I'm smiling because we talked about doing different things.
Exactly.
Whether that's taking chances. Again, we are all familiar with, I think, our grandmother's quintessential classic quilt. But one of the things we've learned over the years from the Guild are the differences, what you can do. So I jumped in. Finish up. Sorry.
No, that's quite all right. I happen to like primary colors and found this panel and decided to cut it apart and put it back together again.
Well, this is her design.
Yes, yeah. So it's just fun. I enjoy these things, as do both of these ladies. We could spend hours with fabric.
Well, we've been talking here today, and we're talking about the 32nd annual Champlain Valley Quilters Guild Quilt Show. It's coming up this weekend. There are the dates on the screen, October 18th and 19th. At the Champlain Valley Expo in Essex Junction. If you want more information, we've included the website down there at the bottom, CVQGVT, the Champlain Valley Quilters Guild VT.org. Ladies, I can't thank you enough. I had a great education, a beautiful opportunity, a great opportunity to look over your beautiful work, and fellow guild members, just a pleasure to have you in.
Well,
thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having us.
Really enjoyed it.
Well, that is our program for today. We know you have choices, so thanks for choosing us. From all of us here at Across the Fence, I'm Will Michael, inviting you to join us back here each weekday afternoon for another visit Across the Fence.